and welcome. Right, now what I'm going to show today, or attempt to show, is a recursive question. Now I know this is something that a lot of people really hate, but they're not too bad as long as you remember the simple rules. Whenever you call a function or a procedure, as it's called here, you push onto the stack the address of the next instruction and any local variables, and when you end a procedure or a function, you pop the stack and then restore the program counter and any local variables. Now when we say the program counter, we don't really mean the program counter. What we really mean is a line number. So I'm just going to line number this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this won't be here in the exam, so you might have to do this yourself. Now some people can do it without doing these line numbers. I can't, because I can't remember where to go to. So essentially whenever you call a function, the address of the next instruction, which will be the line after the function call or procedure call, will go onto the stack together with the value of any local variables at that point. Now our local variable is really just p, so think of p then as our local variable. So that's our local var. Okay, right, so let's go. Now it doesn't say it here, but you're going to call it with 1 to start with. Okay, so we're going to call process, it will say in the question process 1. Okay, so we're only going to be in here with 1. Right, I'll change the colour. What should we go for? We'll go for green. Right, so we're going to come in here now with p as 1, so it prints 1. Well, that didn't come out too well, did it? Right, try again. Right, 1. Right, so we're in here now with 1. So p is 1. Now, the other thing we need to understand is this table. So table 1 dot left is, so table 1 dot left is 3. Table 1 dot data is Jones. Table 1 dot right is 2. Table 4 dot data is Fortune, and so forth. So if you understand that, that's half of the battle. Right, so I've got my stack over here. Oops. And I've got my line numbers I'm going to store in here and p in this column. Right, so I print p. That won't get us a mark yet probably. So if table p dot left is not equal to 0, that's not equal, that's the pseudocode, not equal, not the C#. So if table p dot left, p being 1 is 3, it's not equal to 0, so it's not. So we're going to go to line 3, then process. Now process is the name of the function, so we're going to call process again. So at that point there, don't do anything, just go, right, I'm going to push onto the stack the address of the next line, which is 4, and the value of p at the moment, which is 1. Okay, so 4 and 1 are onto the stack. Now I can call p again. So I'm going to call it with table 1 dot left, which is 3. So I can write over the top or underneath here 3 to show that that's what I'm calling it with at the moment. And you kind of remember as well because of that number there. Well, it will be there in a minute. So we call it again process with 3. So we're in here now with 3. So we start again, come down here, print p, which is 3. And so we still don't get, oh god, still don't get a mark. Right, and then it says if table 3 dot left. Now table 3 dot left is 5, so that's fine. So that isn't 0. So then we call p again. Again, we don't do anything. We just push onto the stack line 4 again, and the value of p, which is currently 3. So all this is going onto the stack nicely. So then we call it with table 3 dot left. Table 3 dot left is 5. So now we're going to call it with 5. So we're here now with 5. So print p, which is 5. So we have a mark now. Now if table 5 dot left isn't 0. So here's our base case. It's now working. So we don't do that. So we jump over that to the end if, and then print table 5 dot data. Now table 5 dot data is bird. So we write out bird. Okay, so we just wrote out bird. And then we carry on if table 5 dot right isn't 0. Now table 5 dot right is 0. so that fails. So we go to the end if, end the procedure, pop the stack. So we go right, pop that off the stack. So that tells me I'm going to line 4 with p equal to 3. So line 4 is at end if, so we just basically just skip to the next line. And then it says print table p.data. Now p currently is 3 because that's what we popped off the stack. So table 3.data is Bremner. So we write out Bremner. Okay. Now if table 3.write isn't 0, now table 3.write isn't 0, so that's good. So then we're going to call the function again. Now remember what p is at the moment. P is currently 3. So we're going to call process again. Now this time the address of the next instruction is 8. So 8 is going to go on the stack. Now this would overwrite that one, but I'm not going to rub it out. I'm just going to, as you would do it on paper probably. Well, no. No, I won't rub it out. So yeah, so what we're doing, so it's line 8, and if you remember, p is 3, so we put that on the stack. Now that would essentially overwrite that 4 and a 3, but you can show it just by crossing out this, not pretend it's not there. Right. So then I call p now, or process, sorry, with table 3.write. Now table 3.write is 4, so we're now in here with 4. So print p, which is 4. And if table 4.left isn't 0, table 4.left isn't 0, so we skip that if and print table 4.data, which is fortune. So we print out fortune. Now remember, p is 4. If table 4.write is 0, so that doesn't fire off either. So we jump down to the end if line 8, end the procedure, pop the stack. So we take that off the stack. So line 8, so we jump to line 8, and line 8 is just the end if. So it's just going to go to the end procedure and pop the stack again. So we end up popping the 4 and the 1 off the stack. Now 4 and the 1 essentially means we go to line 4, which is just the end if, and p is currently 1 again. So we come down here, print table 1.data, which is Jones, and table 1. So that's Jones, and now remember p is 1. I could have written 1 up here to show that it's currently 1, but hopefully you remember. Right, now table 1.write is currently 2, so that's going to fire off. So again, stacks are currently empty, so we're going to push onto stack line 8, and currently p is 1. Now it's not really going to do anything because it's just going to end, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to call it now with table 1.write, which is 2. So we're in here now with 2, and print p, which is 2, and here we go. So we're in here now with 2, so we printed that. Now if table 2.left isn't 0, table 2.left is 0, so that's no good. So print table 2.data, which is Smith. Now if table 2.write isn't 0, well, I'm afraid it is 0, so that's not going to fire off either. So there we go, pop the stack again, and that takes us to line 8, end of procedure. So we're out, we've finished. So the marks are then, so it's 135 Bird Bremner, 4 Fortune, Jones, 2 Smith. Now there we go, so there is the thing finished there for the 6 marks. Now you might have noticed what it's doing there, or you may not, but essentially what it's done a left, visit, and a right, LVR. Now, is that pre, in, or post? It is a in order. Now, if you remember, it goes pre, in, post. So pre would be before that, and then in, and then post order. So pre-order is visit, left, right, and post order is left, right, visit. Now, even if you knew that that was in order, and if you look at it, it's coming out in order as Bird, Bremner, Fortune, Jones, Smith. This 1, 3, 5, 4, and 2 business there is to catch you out, so you don't do that. Now, obviously, you could draw a tree of that if you wanted to as well. That might help, but it's debatable, to be honest. So let's just quickly draw the tree as well. Now the tree would be, the root node would be the one that doesn't have any pointing on it. Now I know you're probably going to say it's obviously Jones because it's the top, but not necessarily. So 1 doesn't exist anywhere in there, so it's Jones. To the left of Jones is Bremner. And to the right of Jones is Smith. And to Bremner you've got to the left, you've got Bird. And to the right of Bremner you've got Fortune. Is that it? I believe so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there we go. So that's essentially is a fairly straightforward one, but still quite easy to cock up. Essentially because the stack will fill up and then empty again. Now, some questions you don't even have to worry about the stack, but you're sometimes not going to find out until you've actually completed the question. Okay, well, I hope that helps. Here we go. Thank you.